What's up guys, this is Crazy again here to bring you another Out of the Panels review. First off, let me start by saying I know it's been a minute since I made a video, but I'm starting back on my grind, so please be patient with me. Also, for those of you that stuck around, thanks so much for still sticking around. So anyway, with all that being said, let's hop into this review. So the book in question is another comic, and I know I've been reviewing a lot of these. I've touched bases on them before when I did a review on Poison Ivy Thorns and another for Superman Smashes the Klan. Seriously, if you haven't seen these reviews, please go check it out. But this time we're going to be reading a story about Batgirl.
So Batman can't help me? Fine. In that case, let's see what Batgirl can do.
No, not that one. Not Barbara Gordon as Batgirl. We're going to be reading one based off of Cassandra Cain, my main girl, the silent but deadly, the only original Batgirl in my eyes. For those of you that don't know, Cassandra has always been one of my most favorite characters to don the Batgirl persona, and is even one of the main characters in DC's current run of the Batgirl series, which I highly recommend you check out. But today, we're going to be taking a look at Shadow of the Batgirl and see if it's a must read or nah. And so, without further ado, grab your batarangs, grab your bat snacks, and let's go ahead and dive into the sucker. Now, before we get into the nitty gritty of the graphic novel, let's go ahead and talk about the creators of the book. We got writer Sarah Kuhn and artist Nicole Goux. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Kuhn is a writer that's well known for writing the Heroine Complex series, as well as writing the Star Wars Dr. Aphra audio drama. What? Wait. So first, I'm finding out this woman wrote a book about Cassandra Cain as my favorite Batgirl, and now she's writing one about Dr. Aphra from, like, Star Wars? What the? This woman is my freaking hero. And as for Ms. Goux, I don't know if I'm saying this right. I haven't found much info about her other than the fact that she done some work on Gem and the Holograms in 2018 and the Off Squad series with Dave Baker. And that's all I got for the creators. Wow, that was surprisingly short. So the story focuses on a young Cassandra Cain that was trained from birth to become the ultimate assassin, until one night while Cassie was ready to finish off a target, he starts calling out for his daughter and then tells Cassie to give her his final message. This startles Cassie because she heard the word being used by her own father while he was breeding her to be a killing machine, and she runs off. Knowing she can't go back to her father now, Cass finds refuge with a woman named Jackie Fujikawa Yoneyama and Barbara Gordon. At first, Cassie finds it difficult to adjust, but she quickly grows close to the people around her, and then she comes into loving her new life, gaining inspiration from Gotham's own daughter, Batgirl. However, as soon as Cassie starts to adjust to her new life and her new friends, remnants of her old past start seeping right through the cracks. Now, right off the bat, and no pun intended, I love this story and how they try to handle Cassie's origin in a way that young readers can enjoy it. That was what I at first thought that they were going to do, is just change up on her origin story, and surprisingly, they didn't. They kept her origin intact, from being raised by her father to become an assassin, reading body language, and forming a relationship with the Bat family, or in this case Barbara Gordon, and later on continuing to fight crime under the mantle of Batgirl. I also love how it was reworked to become a sort of coming of age story, to where Cassandra tries to find herself and discover who she really wants to be versus what others made her to be. Throughout the story, you start to see her grow and understand what the world is like, and watch her slowly break out of her shell to continue to connect with others and to be more her own person. At times, yeah, she gets nervous or scared and retreats back to that shell, but it shows that she's getting stronger as time passes with the support that she's given throughout. Hell, this is the type of character development, which is why I always thought that Cassandra was more interesting than Barbara Gordon, because she wasn't meant to be a hero, but a weapon to be used. And seeing stories like this where she strives and eventually does become more than what people made her out to be is always a treat for me to see. Let's talk about all the other characters that we get to see in this story. First, we got Cassandra Cain, assassin turned runaway turned superhero and the main character of the story. Barbara Gordon, once known as Batgirl, who now works as a librarian. Jackie Fujikawa Yoneyama, or Jackie, a restaurant owner who then becomes a sort of mother figure for Cassie, Eric, a boy who Cassandra meets at the library, whom she becomes a love interest for him, and finally David Cain, Cassie's evil bastard of a dad who's trying to hunt her down by whatever means necessary. As for the characters, I love them a hell of a lot more than I ever thought I would. This book made me connect with Cassandra on a very deep and emotional level that helps me see her flush out her character a bit more. What the comic did was help me see her in another light. She's a teenager who's lost, alone, and no sense of where she wants to go or what she wants out of life. She deeply longs for affection and love, but at the same time is too guarded, not knowing who's an enemy and who isn't. It wasn't until someone like Jackie or Barbara that notices her and reaches out to her that she finally starts breaking out of that shell in order to, be her own person. Not only that, but she manages to attain some of the things that are quite new to her that she never experienced before: love, safety, and acceptance. From the beginning of the book, we saw a girl who was denied these things, even to the point when she wasn't even allowed to speak. She was born and bred to be an assassin, a tool, one that's used to kill with no conscience, no thought, and no regrets. It was only when she met these people that they treat her as if she was part of an actual family. Barbara taking on the role of a big sister and Jackie the role of a mother figure, both helping her in making her own decision and helping her choose who she wants to be. It's moments like these that reminds me of the connections I had with my own family, especially with my sister and my mom, who both raised me in their own different ways, but even as I'm a grown man now, they're still there to give me that love and acceptance. Always there to help me steer in the right direction and to inspire me to be who I want to be and to be something a lot better. The happiness that I felt with my family is the same that Cassie felt for hers, and I just love that connection, and it helps me understand the character a lot more than I ever have. Another connection I have with the character is her struggling to leave her old life, and I found this struggle all too familiar with not just myself but with a lot of people. No matter how hard Cassie works to leave behind that old life to find happiness in her new one, something always drags her back to it. The way they portray her father in her dreams as this hulking monstrosity that she can't seem to escape from shows how much of a grip that he has on her, even to a point where she hurts the love interest, who is surprisingly supportive despite that happening and her breaking his arm. Hell, despite Cassie's origin and how her old life continuously clashes with her new one, her friends are really supportive in this and still try to help her overcome her issues. They don't try to shut her away, they don't look upon her with scorn, but instead come to her in her hour of need when she needed them. You can't get more wholesome than that with these characters, man, and I love every single bit of it. Unlike Poison Ivy Thorns, where they don't even take the time to help the relationship between the two lovers grow, here the relationship actually does. They both want to express who they really want to be and are both bogged down by what their parents expect them to be, and it's that connection that drives them both together. Eric starts teaching her the meaning behind passion, and that's what actually helps her learn to grow and to get more closer to him. She starts to learn more about him, like for example, he's a jock that literally doesn't like to play football all the time, but instead he wants to aspire to be a writer. They both become closer because of their passion and their love for books and who they want to be in life. But yeah, Cassie and Eric, I approve of this shipping.
Approved!
But enough of the characters and the lovey-dovey stuff, let's go ahead and get right into the artwork. The artwork is definitely something I can get behind, and it's definitely something that of a natural feel to me. Although it's not something that can be of high caliber, the art style was definitely giving me the Scott Pilgrim feel. I gotta give it to Nicole here for just making the artwork and the characters look more down to earth, so it's unlike any other DC stories that I've ever read and seen. In most stories I've read taking place in Gotham, it's usually like dark colors to give off the really dark atmosphere, the sense of danger, and just showing you how crazy and dangerous this place is. But in this book, it's more vibrant and colorful, as if it highlights some of the small bright spots in a crime-filled city like Gotham. And I really like that. Also, seeing Cassandra in her makeshift Batgirl outfit is always a delight to see. That is until she gets an upgrade in the end of the book, but we're jumping ahead of the gun on this one. Alright, so even though that there wasn't a lot for me to go on and I wish I could have made this review a bit longer, I'm not going to sugarcoat this, but go ahead and say that Shadow of the Batgirl is yet another young adult DC property that I highly recommend you check out. With these awesome characters, great art style, and a familiar origin story, there's nothing more to say but buy it. Seriously, this was one of the most fun I had reading a comic book other than Invincible, and for a younger crowd, this is definitely one to add to your collection, and it's definitely something that anybody could get into. So with all of that being said, I would have to give Shadow of the Batgirl 2 thumbs up from me. But what do you guys think? Have you read this book yet? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are there some favorite moments or nah? Leave them down in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video and want to be updated when I release more videos, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you can get notified. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm Crazy Kent, and happy reading. Peace.